Databricks is basically at the time we're talking here, essentially it's got a $4 billion run rate business and is in a startup company. So we're acting like a startup company and, growing super fast, a lot of excitement around there. But the trick is, what's gotten us to this point may not be the same things that are going to be out to get us to the next level of growth as well. So as we want to continue to grow, we need to be able to scale. And part of that is using AI and leveraging tools, but it's also just kind of taking a thoughtful approach on how do we rinse and repeat? How do we provide direction and guidance for our partner ecosystem? And how do we take the historical vehicles that we've used, like the campaigns in a box, as all of us, partner marketing, and before that, channel marketing in some cases as well. And how do we actually combine that with the new AI technology and be able to just accelerate out, and with the ultimate goal of enabling, broader set of sellers to be able to represent your brand out in the marketplace.
Do you have any advice for someone who's hearing this and they're like, well, we should be doing an AI hackathon, whether that's, at a micro level, just with their team, or maybe at a broader level across the company? From your experience, you don't have to tell us, we're doing XYZ, but like, just what advice should people think about if they want to set something up like this for their team?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things. So one is in no particular order. I think that all of us are constrained by resource constrained. It could be there's no new headcount that's coming in this year, and so you've got X number of people to be able to do a job, or you've got X number of dollars. And traditionally speaking, I think the natural tendency is throw people and bodies at everything, and like, hey, I need somebody else to do something. And so instead of just thinking about throwing another body at a problem, there's a lot of things that you could do where you can offload, or you can do those with some AI technology. And again, it doesn't have to be AI, but it could be repeatability and processes. So I would just think of like, what are the things that you can do with repeatability and rinse and repeat. So that would be one. So kind of get that foundation in place and identify like, here's sort of the biggest bang for the buck in the areas I want to be able to invest.
So don't just say, hey, we're going to have an AI hackathon for the heck of it. Like, let's focus on some of the core challenges we're trying to solve as a business and kind of direct the efforts in that way.
That's right. And then
Yeah.
from an AI hackathon, you reminded me. I think there's a lot of fear out there, and people sort of paralyzed by saying, "Well, I don't know AI, so I'm not going to give it a try." But basically, I mean, if you just spend a weekend or a couple days, it actually doesn't take that long to be able to just dig in, jump in with both feet. And I would just say, try it, get some hands-on experience, and then it'll almost demystify itself. And then you're like, hey, you know what? Like, I actually can do this and I can build this. And it's more about just like taking my problem that I'm trying to solve, and then kind of putting some logic around it. So what I would say is, but until you dig in and until you actually try it, it's sort of this mythical beast that like I will never be able to participate in. And I would say just kind of, there's quick tutorials, just invest the time. And it actually isn't that much time to be able to get you really dangerous. And then it really unlocks a huge, huge potential there too. But I think many times people are just, they're too busy. They're afraid. They don't have the confidence. But I think my advice would be just like dive in with both feet, try it out, roll up your sleeves, get your hands dirty, and then just try it.